Today I am taking the longest train in the UK. And I have made it to... well, nearly the longest train. I was supposed to be taking this train from Aberdeen in the northeast of Scotland all the way down to Penzance in the southwest of Cornwall. However, there's a rail replacement bus on today and I don't fancy doing the last leg of the journey on a bus. So I am taking it to Exeter, which is near to where I live. So I'm doing nearly the longest train journey in the country. So this is a cross-country train and it runs usually about 13 hours to Penzance. The leg to Exeter is around 11 hours, I believe, and it's all on one train. I have one seat reservation to take me through the whole journey. And yeah, I'm just going to show you what being on a British train for 11 hours is like. I've got mixed feelings about it. I do love a good train journey. I get lots and lots of work done on trains, but it is 11 hours on a UK train, and UK trains are not known for being the best in the world. So we'll see how this goes. We've been staying in the Premier Inn, Aberdeen city centre for the last couple of nights, and it's been very good. £35 a night, can't really complain. And it's about a 15-minute walk from here to the station. Alright, we've made it to the station, about 20 minutes to the train. My partner Roach is just getting coffee, but I just wanted to come and make sure everything was on the platform. And we have here the 8:20 to Plymouth, not to Penzance today. I could have stayed until Plymouth. My ticket is actually going to Plymouth, but for various reasons I've decided to get off Exeter. I'll explain why on the train. And here it is, my home for the next 10 hours. Now, I've only just boarded and already seat reservations are not in place. So I put my stuff in my seat that is reserved. Yeah, I mean, I'm on it for 10 hours, so I don't think anyone's going to steal my seat. I'll just have to make sure to go to the toilet between stops. So yeah, we'll see how the next 10 hours is going to play out. But it already is looking quite busy, but hopefully it'll quieten down at some point, so I'll be able to explain a bit more to you about the journey and what I'm doing. We're at Stonehaven. The train has just completely stopped. Anyway, this is the first stop of many. Hopefully we're not going to be here for too long. You're not wanting any? Yeah, everything's just come back on. And I've already moved seats. So we sort of got going in my seat and I was like, oh, I'm going backwards. And I didn't have a proper window. So I booked a window seat facing forwards. And I guess because I'm on such a long journey, maybe they had limited available. Although I did book it quite a couple of months ago. And yeah, I was like, this is just, I'm just going to get travel sick if I'm going backwards with no window for 11 hours. So I decided to move and I'm here with a big window. So I'm in coach F now, which is apparently and hopefully the unreserved carriage. So there were plenty of seats in here. So I just came in here, found my seat. And yeah, hopefully, as long as no one kicks me out, this is home for the next 11 hours. I would say I'd do a seat tour, but there's really not that much to see. I've got my small fold down table in front of me, which is my desk for the day. I do have a very large window with an ever-changing view, so that is definitely a plus. There is a laptop charging, plug socket down below my seat, and then a little bit of space for my feet and a little bit of space for my bag as well. I actually ended up with another carrier bag because I bought a pair of hiking shoes in Aberdeen yesterday, so I've got that above me with my coat, which I really need to remember to not leave on the train when I get off in 10 hours. And my bigger wheelie suitcase is out on the luggage racks out in the middle of the two carriages. As there wasn't much to see in my seat, let's do a toilet tour. So this is infinitely more impressive. It's one of the larger. I think it is one of the accessible ones. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty standard. You've got your toilet, you've got your sink, you've got your soap, water and dryer combo. And you also have a fun fact about York here. So I did not actually know this. Whip Ma Wop Ma Gate is the shortest street in York, but it is also the street in York with the longest name. So there you go, you can sit on the toilet and learn some stuff. We're early in the journey still, so it does smell clean, and yeah, nothing to complain about really. I've just realised there's a baby changing table here, so actually it's probably the baby changing one. Maybe accessible as well, not 100% sure. It is a little bit of a grey day today, but I can imagine when the sun's shining, this part of the journey is really beautiful. It pretty much runs all along the east coast of, well, the northeast coast of Scotland. As it goes down from Aberdeen down to Edinburgh, Our next stop is Dundee. We're not too far away from Dundee now, and I guess this will be sort of our first major city stop since Aberdeen.
Derby, Barton-on-Trent, Birmingham Street, Cheltenham Spa, Bristol Parkway, Bristol Temple Meads, Taunton, Tiverton Parkway, Exeter St David, Newton Abbot, Totnes, and Plymouth at 1946.
Just a quick ad break because I want to tell you about a fantastic way that you can save money on this train and virtually every other train in the UK. So I'm so excited to introduce today's sponsor, TrainPal. TrainPal is an essential app to use when travelling by rail in the UK. With TrainPal, you can book tickets and purchase railcards. So if you have a railcard, you can get a third off most train tickets in the UK, including this very long train from Aberdeen to Exeter. The best way to purchase a railcard is through TrainPal, because I have a code that's going to get you a whopping 20% off of your railcard price. This brings your 1 year railcard cost down to £24. So if you use it for the Aberdeen to Exeter train, you'll make your money back in just one journey, and then you can use it for a whole entire year. If you live in London or visit a lot, you can even link it to your Oyster card and get the same discount with off-peak travel. TrainPal also has a split tickets function and no booking fees, making it always at least £1 cheaper. And you can use the same code Claire to get an extra 5% off of train tickets. This discount is reusable until the 31st of December 2024. Alright, let's go back and see how I'm doing on the longest train in the UK from Aberdeen to Exeter.
Edinburgh was the last station in Scotland, and the next is Berwick upon Tweed, which is around 40 minutes from Edinburgh. Then it sort of mainly goes to the big city, Newcastle, I'm missing some out, but York, Leeds, etc. So yeah, should start seeing some familiar names soon. So we're making progress. Once we cross the border, we'll be going west and then just continuing going south basically until we hit the south coast. I was a bit hungry already, so I've already eaten my crisps and a chocolate bar. I did have 3 little chocolate bars to eat, so I'll space them around the journey. Next up, I will have my actual lunch, which is a salad. It's like a superfood salad. Yeah, I'll probably have that in an hour or so. But yeah, trying to space my food out enough so it lasts me and I don't end up really hungry by the time I get to Devon. It's also worth noting, I've just put my phone on charge using the plug socket that you get with a window seat, but there is only 1 per 2 seats, so if you are travelling on your own and you're going to want to charge your device, then you're going to want to make sure you book a window seat, because if you're in the aisle, you'll have to charge and reach across your neighbour, which could be very awkward. Also, another tip I would recommend is sitting on the left side of the train if you're going south for the best views in Scotland. We've gone past the sea for a big chunk of this journey, and some of the views have been very, very nice. And we are in England, so we have just gone through Berwick upon Tweed, and I believe the next stop is York, unless there's one before that. Still hugging the coast at the moment. So this is the Northumberland coast. It looks really pretty. I've never been to this part of the country before. It was my first time in Scotland, and the most north I'd been in the UK before was like the Leite district. So yeah, still lots to see of this area of the country, but obviously living in the southwest, you don't tend to get up here as often as you could. So yeah, it's all going alright. I do have 2 seats to myself at the moment, which is quite nice because I can spread out a bit more, and it means I have a bit more room to work when I only have the 1 seat. I'm a bit cramped in my area. Enjoying it at the moment. We'll see how we get on. Time check wise, we are 4 hours in and we have 7 hours to go. So hour and a half time will be at the halfway mark. Somewhere between Newcastle and York. We're over halfway through now, so I think we're approaching Leeds, and I've just worked out sort of it's with maybe a couple of stops in between. It mainly goes Leeds, Sheffield, Derby, and once I get to Derby I have actually done this train route before, so it shouldn't feel like too long once I go past Derby. Just breaking it down into kind of manageable chunks, but no, I'm fairly enjoying myself. I'm working on editing one of my mammoth YouTube videos, which is the raw footage was 2 hours. I got it down to an hour, and I want it to be maybe about 40 minutes maximum total. I've had my lunch. That was very tasty actually. It's like a little bowl. And now I'm having a ginger juice shot. If I was feeling alright and I wasn't in training for doing Everest Base Camp next month, so I've given up alcohol. But if I was feeling up to it, I'd have a glass of wine. But I'm feeling a bit run down, so ginger juice shot it is. And this was in my Sainsbury's meal deal. Did get busy in Leeds, and then a few people got off from Wakefield. We're just coming into Sheffield now, so let's see how busy it is here. It's riveting being on this train.
£11 just for the wedding venue.
And I have made it to Exeter. Behind me is the CrossCountry that I got on at 8:20 this morning, and it is now 6:53. And it is still going on. I'm not going with it. This is the longest train in the country. Today it only goes to Plymouth. It normally goes to Penzance. I was going to go to Penzance, and then I was going to do another video getting back to Devon tomorrow, but I would have had to get a rail replacement bus. So I cheated a little bit, and I decided to get off in Exeter anyway, because Plymouth is only another 40 minutes. I've got on the train from Exeter to Plymouth many a time. So it's not quite the longest train in the country, but it is very close. I was on that thing for 10.5 hours now, which is quite a long time. Now this train that I just got on does cost rather a lot of money, but I actually didn't pay anything for these tickets, not because of anything to do with media, because I had an awful experience on CrossCountry last year. I couldn't get to my reserved seat. I have crouched in the vestibule with 2 big bags. There was no baggage storage. I couldn't access the toilet, and I do have a bladder problem, which means I do need to access the toilet. So it was a lot of things. It was a very bad journey, and I wrote and complained, and not only did they offer me a full refund, but they also offered me a complimentary ticket anywhere on their network. So I rang up and I asked for a ticket I did actually book it from Aberdeen to Plymouth. And they said anywhere on their network, so I got this ticket for free. Yeah, I didn't actually pay for this ticket, and it was very useful considering I've been up in Aberdeen anyway. Anyway, my journey has not finished. I need to get another train, and there's a lot of announcements going on, so let me go do that.
Doors opening. Lift going up.
Doors closing. Visit gwr.com.
So while I might not be going all the way to Penzance, I am going all the way to the south coast. I live in the town of Exmouth, which is on the south coast of Devon, so I need to get another train there, and I'm just waiting for that now. I've got about 10 minutes. Then I'll just pop to the loo, and then hopefully the train should be there. It is quite a bit later and I am home and in bed. Pretty knackered after that day, but it was good to be able to get from Aberdeen to Exmouth in 12 hours with only changing once at Exeter. So yeah, it was quite the day. My experience with CrossCountry wasn't quite as bad as it was last time, but it still wasn't great. I think they are still my least favourite rail company in the UK, but it was slightly better. The whole thing with the reservations not showing at first, and then my reservation, I reserved a forward facing seat next to the window, and I got a backwards facing seat that was technically next to the window but didn't actually have a window view. It was like one of those classic Ryanair window seats, you know, it's actually blocked. So that wasn't great, so that's why I moved. I don't know, and they're always so overcrowded, those cross-country trains. So from Derby to Exeter, basically, it was very busy, which is why I didn't speak to the camera then, because even going to the toilet was busy. There were people standing in the vestibule. So yeah, no, it was fine. It was just what you expect 11 hours on a train to be like. But actually the first bit, the bit from
well, Aberdeen to Derby really was quite nice and quiet, and then it got busier, I guess, because then it's as people are finishing work on a Friday, so it gets busier and busier. But yeah, completed one of the UK's longest trains, I guess. I kind of do wish I'd had the chance to do it all down to Penzance, even though I'd only be getting in like now, but it would still be fun to experience. I don't know if fun's the right word, but it would be an experience, I guess. Maybe I'll do that one day. Anyway, I will wrap up this video here. I am back home and I have so many videos to edit from Georgia even, and Iceland and Scotland now, so do stay tuned for all of those on my channel, and please do drop me a comment if there's any other like challenges you'd like me to do, like based around transport, UK and Europe mainly, but I'm open to worldwide ones as well. If there's anything like really cool that you know that you'd like to see, just let me know and I will definitely consider them. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I see you next time, and I recommend checking this video out next. It's all about travelling between Aberdeen and Shetland on the night ferry. See you next time. Bye.